There is an invisible poison you have been drinking your entire life. It was given to you by your parents, your teachers, and a society that needs you weak to function. That poison is the belief that you need the approval of others to be worthy. You chase it like a drug. A like on social media, a compliment from your boss, a nod of agreement in a conversation. Each one a small hit that temporarily soothes the gnawing emptiness inside. But it is a trap. Every time you modify your behavior, soften your opinion, or swallow your truth to gain a scrap of validation, you are giving away a piece of your power. You are training the world on how to control you. Machiavelli would not just call this a weakness. He would call it a strategic death sentence. He understood that the desperate need to be liked is the single greatest obstacle to being respected. People do not respect what is freely given. They do not value what begs for its own worth. Respect is not a gift awarded to the nice and agreeable. It is a tax demanded by the powerful, and you will never collect it as long as you are on your knees. This is where your transformation begins, not by becoming a monster, but by slaughtering the people-pleaser inside you. We are about to unlearn the weakness you were conditioned to embrace and forge the cold, hard principles that command respect, a respect so absolute it borders on fear. Lesson 1. The scent of desperation. Power has a scent, and so does weakness. The desperate chase for approval reeks of neediness, and neediness is repulsive. Think of the people you instinctively disrespect. They are the ones who try too hard. They laugh too loudly at jokes that aren't funny. They agree too quickly with opinions they don't hold. They are chameleons, changing their colors to match whomever they believe holds power in the room. In doing so, they broadcast a single devastating message. My own identity is worthless. Please, give me a piece of yours. Humans are predatory by nature. They are drawn to strength and instinctively prey on weakness. When you signal that your self-worth is contingent on their approval, you hand them a leash. You give them the power to validate or invalidate you at their whim. Respect cannot be granted by the person holding your leash. It can only be commanded by the one who refuses to wear one. Stop broadcasting your hunger for validation. True power is self-contained. It doesn't need an audience, it doesn't need applause. It simply is. Lesson 2. The curse of predictability. The approval seeker is the most predictable person in any room. Their actions are not guided by their own principles or goals, but by a simple overriding algorithm. Avoid disapproval at all costs. This makes them incredibly easy to manipulate. If you know someone is terrified of being disliked, you can get them to do almost anything by subtly threatening to withdraw your approval. They will take on extra work. They will accept unfair terms. They will remain silent in the face of injustice. Their behavior is a known quantity, and in the world of power, known quantities are exploitable. To command respect, you must destroy this predictability. You must be willing to be disliked. You must be willing to disappoint people. You must be willing to be seen as difficult, cold, or even arrogant, if that is the price of upholding your own standard. When your actions are guided by your own internal compass, not by the shifting winds of public opinion, you become an unknown quantity. People don't know how to move you. They can't find the buttons to push. This unpredictability doesn't make you erratic. It makes you sovereign. And sovereignty is the foundation of respect. The diagnosis is complete. You understand that your chase for approval has made you desperate and predictable, the ideal prey. Now, we begin the forging. This chapter is not about theory. It is about the practical construction of a mind that commands respect. It requires you to adopt principles that will feel alien and uncomfortable at first, because they are the direct opposite of the weak conditioning you have received. Principle 1. Cultivate an aura of indifference. The opposite of chasing approval is not arrogance, it is indifference. You must cultivate an aura that communicates you are perfectly fine with or without their validation. This is the source of true confidence. It is a quiet, unshakable self-sufficiency. When you enter a room, you are not scanning faces for signs of acceptance. You are observing. When you speak, you are not tailoring your words to be liked. You are stating your reality. This indifference is magnetic. People are drawn to those who seem complete without them. It forces them to question their own value in relation to yours. They start to wonder, why don't they need my approval? This shifts the power dynamic. Suddenly, they are the ones subtly seeking your validation. Practice this in small ways. Don't be the first to break a silence. Respond to a text when you are ready, not instantly. State an opinion without looking for agreement. This isn't about being rude. It's about centering your reality within yourself, not in the reactions of others. Principle 2. Speak in statements, not questions. The language of the approval seeker is soft, questioning, and filled with apologies. Don't you, think so? Sorry to bother you, but I could be wrong, but every sentence is a plea for validation. You must purge this weakness from your speech. Start speaking in declarative statements. Your words should land with the weight of facts, not suggestions. Instead of, maybe we could try this, say, this is the direction we are taking. Instead of, I'm sorry, but I disagree, say, I disagree. Remove the verbal softeners. They signal a lack of conviction. Your tone should be calm and your pace measured. This communicates that your words are the result of careful thought, not emotional reaction. People instinctively defer to certainty. When you speak as if your reality is non-negotiable, most people will not challenge it. They will adapt to it. Your speech is the broadcast of your mind. Make sure it is broadcasting power, not pleas. Principle 3. Let your value be a discovery, not an advertisement. The needy constantly advertise themselves. They list their accomplishments. They talk about their good qualities. They work tirelessly to prove their worth to an audience that isn't listening. This is the behavior of a seller, not a power player. You must adopt the mindset of the exact opposite. Your value is not something you advertise, it is something others must discover, and you make that discovery a challenge. This is achieved by focusing on action, not talk. Move in silence. Accomplish your goals without fanfare. Let your competence, your results, and your high standards be the only evidence you provide. When people see undeniable proof of your value, without you having said a word to promote it, they are doubly impressed. It creates an aura of mystique and effortless superiority. They will come to you. They will ask for your opinion. They will seek your involvement. You won't have to chase respect. It will be given to you as a natural consequence of the value you embody, but refuse to broadcast. You have laid the foundation and built the framework. You understand the mindset and the principles. This final chapter is about execution. It is about taking these abstract concepts and turning them into tangible power in your daily interactions. This is where the student becomes the master. This is where you stop learning about respect and start embodying it. Execution 1. Become the source of consequences. Respect is intrinsically linked to consequence. People respect things that have the power to impact them. A storm, a king, a predator. You must become the source of consequences in your own social ecosystem. This is the essence of Machiavelli's fear. It is not about threats or violence. It is about demonstrating that actions have reactions, and you are the one who determines them. When someone honors their word with you, they are rewarded with your continued loyalty and presence. When someone wastes your time or breaks a promise, they are met with the consequence: your withdrawal, your absence, your silence, your detached energy. The consequence is not a loud emotional punishment. It is a quiet removal of your value from their life. People will quickly learn that access to you is conditional upon respectful behavior. They will begin to police their own actions around you, not because you told them to, but because they fear the consequence of losing the value you represent. Execution 2. Occupy your space. The approval seeker physically shrinks. They make themselves smaller to be less of a target. They use apologetic body language. You must do the opposite. Command respect by physically occupying your space. When you walk into a room, walk with purpose, stand tall. Keep your gestures deliberate and minimal. When you sit, do not fidget. Maintain a calm, solid presence. This nonverbal communication is incredibly powerful. It signals that you are comfortable in your own skin, that you belong where you are, and that you are not intimidated by your environment. People subconsciously defer to those who project physical confidence. Your body must become a reflection of your mind, composed, deliberate, and unapologetic. Execution 3. Achieve psychological sovereignty. This is the final state. All the principles lead here. You must arrive at a place where your sense of self is completely independent of external opinion. This is sovereignty. You are the sole ruler of your own psychological kingdom. The praise of the crowd does not inflate you. The criticism of the mob does not wound you. You operate from a core of unshakable self-respect. When you reach this state, you are truly untouchable. People will sense it. They will feel that they have no emotional levers to pull, no buttons to push. Your power no longer comes from what you do, but from who you are. This is the ultimate freedom. From the need for approval. You have stopped chasing respect entirely because your own is all that you will ever need. And paradoxically, it is at this exact moment that the world will give it to you in abundance. You have now been given the map. The journey from the desperate approval seeker to the sovereign individual who commands respect is not easy. It is a war waged against your own conditioning, but it is a war that can be won. Stop chasing their approval. Start commanding your own respect.